One.
Oh my gosh, that was so epic.
I think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just. So here we are, back with the real supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
They'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
But why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
He just used a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes!
Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. Oh, did you see that time? Oh, it was perfect. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. January 31st. It's gonna be a good one. Strap in, David. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Hi, everybody. Welcome. Sorry, I just got home. I had to go to work. It was great, but here we are. We even have Layden greeting everybody. Busy week. Busy week. But to be honest, a lot of it revolved around this refresh. So we're just going to jump right into this and talk about this refresh a little bit. Once we're done with the news, though, we'll go ahead and open it up again and really get into the refresh, whatever you guys have questions on or anything. But basically,
it's like
price.
what we predicted. I mean, we've been talking about this for a couple months, at least since November, about with the price change and them shutting down for production so long. We knew a refresh was coming, and we had a lot of these predictions that we made on a video back in February, or excuse me, back in early January, and we got almost everything. There were only a couple things that we didn't see coming.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm working on the confetti.
Oh.
Back here. Real quick, we'll get into that in just a second. But Pierre, thank you for the $5. Said Tesla did not honor my $100 gamble. Had to have Tesla push my production to August 15th so I could come up with the extra 10,000. Thank you for the super chat. We'll talk about that in just one sec. Quick Ice Car Review said, yeah, $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. And yeah, back. So I got a text message from Tesla the day after they did the unveiling and all that, or earnings call. I guess we really haven't seen like a production car. And I got a text. I'll just read the text. Let's do this. This will be fun. But I just got like a quick text and it said, let me pull it up here. They said, hey, Eric, I'm going to bleep his name. Bleep with Tesla again. I wanted to reach out. I'm guessing you've seen the updates about the S and X. And I said, yeah, looks great. And they haven't said anything back. So
and kind of what Pierre was going on. We'll just talk about that really quick.
Exactly,
I guess.
yeah.
Basically, we had said that we put in a $100 gamble on the S, and then like a week or so later, we put in a $100 gamble on the X. And in the past, when Tesla has made minor changes, they've honored those price changes. So if you have an order, you get the new vehicle, whatever changes there are, and they don't raise the price. There have been a couple instances in the past, such as when the Autopilot 2 hardware came out, Tesla didn't offer those prices on the Autopilot 2 price increase from $2,500 up to $5,000, and we're kind of seeing that again now. We weren't predicting the $10,000 price increase at all. I think we thought it might be closer to $5,000, if that, but unfortunately, it looks like Tesla is not going to be honoring those price changes, and it's kind of understandable because this is a major change.
yeah, now the one thing I have heard, now I don't have any confirmation of this because Tesla hasn't reached back out, hasn't told me anything about our reservations, is one thing I've heard is some people have been offered $2,000 off the new price if they take, or if they are confirmed by February, the end of February?
End of February. Basically,
Okay.
they have to confirm they're still interested in going
Got it.
forward. So even though Pierre there said that he's going to delay it because it is a big price increase,
It is.
if he does confirm that he's still interested, he should be able to at least save $2,000 off of that.
Yeah, and now one thing too, I don't know if you were trying to save $10K to just pay for it all in cash. My recommendation, and I'm one that I don't like debt. I don't like it at all. But with how we have done in the stock market and what I've done with a few of the newer cars is I've just taken out loans on them, and the interest rate is far less than what I have been making in returns. So maybe think about that. But long story short, 10K is a big chunk of change.
Yeah.
Even on a loan, it's going to increase it quite a good amount. I don't know the math off the top of my head, but if you probably have like a 60-month, it's probably going to increase it a couple $100.
Another thing, too, though, that you might be able to consider is maybe not buy the full self-driving if you were interested in doing that. Maybe
True.
not buy that initially and wait and add that later. Or wait, because Elon did mention during the earnings call that they expect to have that full self-driving subscription in the next month or two. So it might be possible, again, we don't personally like monthly subscriptions.
Yeah.
That might be a way you could knock $10,000 off the price of the car and just pay like $200 or how much it's going to be per month going forward.
Yeah, and Pierre did say he was offered the $2,000.
Okay, so it's good they are still offering that. Yeah.
But again, Tesla hasn't reached out to me to tell me anything about our orders, and I mean, we're still in them. We still are trying to decide what to do with the cars we do have, or who's going and who's staying. And
So basically, for those who don't know the story, we have the Model S, the new one that was been reserved about a month ago, Model X several weeks ago. We also do have that plaid Model S that we reserved back in September on Battery Day. So we have 3 of them currently that we have reservations for. We're probably going to only get 1 or 2 of those, but we're going to be canceling one. We just need to talk with Tesla about it first.
But in terms of cars we have in the garage,
Oh, yeah, we've got someone's
got to go.
At least 1, maybe 2 cars will be sold this year.
Yeah, so
Make room for something new.
maybe even more. You never really know.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe we'll re-up some others, but I don't know which ones are going yet. We need to figure that out. And yeah, for now, we have both orders. I'm just waiting for Tesla to get back with me, and I guess we'll find out exactly what they say. But at this point, I'm assuming they're just going to tell me if I confirm by the end of February, I'll get the $2,000 off, which in a way kind of sucks in a way, I can kind of understand it because those people that I've been talking to said that if they do cancel, they do get that $100 back.
Yeah, so that
So they
is part of
have
the
made
gamble.
that refundable.
So you're not losing that, and that's one thing. That's when we said it was a gamble. We knew that you're not going to lose $100 because if Tesla did raise the price and change the car significantly, you get that $100 back. So there's no risk of losing that $100.
I guess at the end of the day, we gambled and we at least will save $2,000.
Yeah, that's a pretty good return. Yeah.
So it's not as bad as I originally thought, but not as good as I originally hoped.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to put it.
So again, SNS will refresh during that earnings call. We'll talk more about it in chat after we're finished with some of the other news things. But we'll go about because there's some really cool new features, but there's also some controversial new features. So.
Yep. Pierre, thank you for another $2 super chat. I don't know why this hasn't. Oh my God, it did it. Wow, look at that. Confetti. Said 50% in cash and financing the rest for 36 months. Nice. Yeah. I had paid cash for a few of my cars and then realized how terrible of an idea that was. And now I don't do that. I could have made a lot of money. I don't know. It was several million. But here we are. So anyway, next up, we're going to talk about the earnings call a little bit. If you want to see more about that, we have our live stream from last week that is on YouTube. You can check that out. We actually did separate out the Model S and X refresh stuff as well so that you can kind of not have to hear the whole thing. So you can go check both of those out if you'd like, but they did miss their predicted earnings. There was that.
Yeah. It wasn't quite as good as previous quarters, but it's they still did a good job with deliveries and manufacturing.
All things considered, they did hit that 500K mark, which we love to see. And some other interesting tidbits on the earnings call, or actually, I should say the shareholder letter. There's an unannounced product coming on the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's just like a little sentence on that. I don't think anybody really noticed it during the call, but we're thinking that might be that made in China, like Model 2 or whatever it's going to be called. We don't know yet, but there was mention that there's some new product coming. So, and it was listed, I believe, right after they were listing out all the vehicles production and everything. So it sounds like that might be the Model 2.
Yeah, so here is like their shareholder deck. And if you go down where it talks about vehicle capacity and everything, right here it says TBD, Tesla Semi in development, Roadster in development, which we now know will be 2022 for the Roadster per Elon's Twitter and everything. But future product in development.
But doesn't someplace else though? There's another sentence where it says the Semi is coming in 2021, and this other project coming like fourth quarter 2021.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what that could be. Maybe it's the Model 2. I don't know. That would actually be pretty dang awesome, to be honest. Let's see. Brett, thank you for the $25.
No, we don't. None of these make noise anymore. You don't have to be like,
okay.
Streamers.
Thank God.
Thank you very much, Brett.
And digital confetti. Thank you very much, Brett. He said sending love from Montana. Awesome. Thank you so much, Brett. Yeah, I really appreciate the super chat. Holy crap. Thank you very much.
Because we've seen like a lot of new buyers in Montana this past year just because they really expanded out the supercharger network and it's a lot easier to get across Montana now, like I-94.
Yeah.
And there's more coming. There's at least one other one that's coming. Two or three, actually.
Yeah, there should be several. But thank you so much for the $25, Brett. Really, really appreciate that. That is very nice of you. And then, let's see. So, stock price.
Yeah,
we talk about that a little bit, but it's a little sad.
Yeah, it's weird because at the beginning of the week, I think it hit. I don't think it closed at 900. It closed at like 890.
Almost,
but it hit 900, which is a record high, all-time high of Tesla stock. Unfortunately, with the missed earnings on the call on Wednesday, the market didn't react, and it's kind of like that every time they have a call. It's like even if they meet their numbers, it still seems to always drop initially and then goes back up, but now the stock price is down nearly $100 just since Wednesday, so it's a pretty big drop. But hopefully, the market as a whole was going down on Friday, so hopefully things start coming back.
Yeah, no, I think as soon as we start seeing these new S and X's hit, that'll definitely help out. I think what we really just need to see is one of these S and X's that's not a render. We're seeing all these all what Tesla has on their website's a render. I think people really want to see what it's going to look like, how it's going to feel. We need to see some videos to see the quality, like, you know, it's gonna take a little while, obviously, to see all that. But I think that's really gonna help the market.
There's been some like spy shots and stuff, but they're not that detailed. It's like they took them with, you know, an old flip phone from the 90s or something like that. The detail has not been great so far. So hopefully we'll get some real pictures here in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and so far everything's been exterior. I want to see what this interior looks like. I have so many questions about that interior. So hopefully we'll get some good news, and I know they said they're gonna do like some talk about the new S and X.
Yeah, in the coming weeks.
So as soon as they do that, it should be something that will be live streamed, and then we'll be live streaming that as well. So make sure you're subscribed, bell on, you know, all the normal stuff, so that you can be notified as soon as we go live with that. Next up, so real quick, Model Y is no longer bricked. We talked about it during the live stream for the investor Q4 meeting. I have a video on that coming like Tuesday. I just didn't want to do the video necessarily last week because there's so much going on with this refresh. It kind of took over everything, and I didn't want that to get buried. So it will be on Tuesday, but it is unbricked.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, Eric did a video last week when he was changing out the center console, so we might have the only Model Y in the United States with the new center console, which is seen in the new Model 3.
Yeah.
And basically when he installed that, there were some technical problems because the key card reader was no longer paired with the vehicle, and it wouldn't work. So it was the car
hilarious.
Wouldn't work. So you couldn't drive it.
You couldn't put it in tow mode. You couldn't really do anything.
And what's funny is, you know, we scheduled a mobile service, and Tesla canceled that and said, no, bring it into the service center. We're like, we can't. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And fortunately, they changed it, and they were out here on Monday morning or Monday afternoon, and they took care of it. And it only took a few minutes, but they got everything working again.
Yep. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into our solar update, and then let's talk some refresh.
So another good solar week. We're actually already, you know, we're only at the end of January. We already had 3 days where we produced more solar than we used. So we use a ton of power just because of all of our Teslas and the household usage. But basically, we had 3 days where we had more solar used than the house needed. We had actually 5 days where we produced more than what we took from the grid, and we averaged about 50 kilowatt hours a day. So this is pretty good. We actually hit 70 kilowatt hours today, and that's a pretty good number. So that, you know, that's pretty good.
That's actually
and we're
pretty
only
impressive.
in January. I mean, you're almost February, but I'm thinking we might actually. We're still at like 70. I think so far for the year we're at 71% offset. So we're going to be getting caught up on that in February, and then I think by March again we will be producing over 100% of our energy, and then again just ramping up those numbers, we'll have a much higher offset than last year.
Yeah. So far, we do have that other video. Oh, real quick. CJH6793. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Thank you.
Confetti. And said, hooray, no more bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice being able to drive it. It was kind of funny. I'll give you a little story time later. But yeah, overall, we're really excited with how the solar's been doing. We did have the whole fiasco with Excel last year.
Couple different problems last year, yeah.
We still need to make sure we get those videos and everything. But so far, everything's working well. We hope it works better than it did last summer. I guess that's what we're going to be kind of curious about.
So today, we're only in January. We're already hitting 70 kilowatt hours in one day. Last year, in about June, our highest date was about 144 kilowatt hours. So more than twice as much, but we think we might be able to hit 150, maybe even 160 since we've fixed the other problems that we had with the grid. So we're looking forward to those record productions here later this summer.
Yeah. I mean, it could be pretty epic.
Yeah, at least for us.
Yeah, well, yeah, touche. So yeah, that's pretty much the news. There really, I guess, wasn't a whole lot. I know I see some people in chat saying Clubhouse. Yeah, I guess Elon's going to be on Clubhouse at like 10 p.m. LA time. And I tried to download an app, but it turns out it's for Apple only, so that's fun. I have my iPad charging, but I've never downloaded Clubhouse, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll be on, maybe I won't be. Let's see. Noam said last week you asked if you should get a long-range Model X with FSD or Model X Performance. Oh, you asked. Sorry.
Yes, yeah.
I read that wrong. Long-range Model X with FSD or Performance X without. But what do you think now that there's the refresh in plaid. I mean, it's really up to you. If you want that performance, by all means. But to be honest, I'm sticking with long range for most of my cars.
Yeah, it's the production. I mean, definitely the performance is much quicker, but the regular S and X are so fast compared to any other car that
especially with their new times, they keep lowering the long range. Even.
Like right now, the non-performance, just the long range ones are way faster than what the performance were several years ago. So I would, if you're still questioning, I would go do a test drive of each and see, because I think most people probably could get by with the long range. It's just like, you still got that punch, the acceleration is there, and also the benefit of having long range is that you're going to have that longer range, whereas performance is going to have, because of the bigger motors, it's going to not go quite as far on a full charge.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just sticking with long range with ours.
Especially with an X, you're not going to be taking that to like a racetrack or anything like that.
Yeah, and even if you did, just to have like a fun day, they're plenty quick as they are.
Yeah.
You'll still have a blast. Obviously, you're not going to be keeping up with like the McLarens and the Performance 3s, but I mean, you don't really need to unless you're going for some records.
With that said, too, they don't offer a performance anymore. It's now Plaid and Plaid Plus. And like we said, we do have our Plaid reservation that we made back in September has now been converted to a Plaid Plus just because they didn't have the Plaid Plus back in September. But we're probably going to be canceling that reservation because it is a lot more money. And the only thing you get is really that quicker acceleration. You do get some higher speeds, but we can't really drive 200 miles per hour here in the United States. So there's not a lot of benefit for us, so we're just going to stick with the long range, whether it's S or X or both.
Someone asked, is that a chevron symbol on your jacket?
No,
that's just the other brand. It's like Head,
yes. Sportswear.
But no, not chevron. Sorry, Michael. Let's see. Also, real quick, seeing a lot of talk in chat about the Yoke steering wheel.
Yes, it's very controversial.
Some people saying there's no way that's legal coming from the factory. There was actually, who was it? It wasn't NHTSA. It was, I don't think it was. Maybe it was. Someone actually had a comment about that.
Yeah, it was NHTSA.
Oh, okay. And NHTSA said they have to review to see if that's even legal. Which makes me wonder, why would Tesla unveil something that they didn't already have approval on? Because these cars are technically being built right now.
Yeah, and that could be a lot of money if they, they have to have some contracts in. Unless they're building the steering wheels themselves, they have to have contracts in with parts manufacturers.
Exactly.
And they don't want to have thousands of them and then find out that they're not allowed. So you'd think that they would have gotten some approval or at least confirmed that that is allowed. I know some people said that's not legal, but I haven't heard of anybody actually providing any proof that it's not legal. And so it's like, and actually when they did talk about the NHTSA, all of the documentation was changed in the past, so it no longer says steering wheel, it says like steering controls. And so I think they saw that there was a future coming where maybe you won't be using a steering wheel.
Yeah, and so I actually tweeted about it. I did a whole video about it because a ton of people were like, that's not real, whatever. But anyway, I found this picture on Tesla's website playing around. There's a whole video on the channel. It was my last video. Go check it out maybe after the live stream. But Tesla did originally have a full-size steering wheel photo on their website. Now, since I posted some photos on Twitter, it mysteriously disappeared, at least in the US. I think it is still on the website for Australian cars.
Yeah, what's interesting about that, too, is that the steering wheel is there, and it's not the steering wheel that is on the 3 and the Y. So this is a full round steering wheel, but in the same like buttons and stalkless that the S and X will be getting. So they are at least thinking about it, and maybe they went away from that and decided they go with the Yoke, but somebody else accidentally left those pictures on the website, and we found them.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. This kind of makes me wonder, do you think they put the Yoke steering wheel, and that's how they unveiled it, for
like generate some interest,
generating buzz, but they're not actually going to deliver it with that?
I don't know. I think there'll be some disappointment. It's weird because I've heard both ways. I mean, there's so many people saying there's no way they're going to buy a car with the Yoke,
right.
But then I've heard other people saying no, it's a Yoke 100%, or I'm not going to get it. Right. So it's interesting.
I agree. It definitely is interesting, but it's like they clearly made this render, but if they wanted to go for the Yoke, why would they have even put this render on the website?
Yeah. And again, you can definitely tell it's not
for
a
thought.
3 or a Y steering wheel because it doesn't have the Tesla logo in the middle of it.
Right.
And it
And
has, like, the
it
buttons.
has the whole way, all the features of this wheel are what the Yoke steering wheel are. It's just these goes all the way around. It's not cut off right here. So
But-
I don't know. It's weird.
So again, some people, they're like, no way we're gonna do it. But Eric actually installed a Yoke steering wheel on his Model 3 last year?
Yes.
So he had one. Yeah.
This guy.
It's not, it didn't have, it still had the stalks and the buttons, the scroll wheels, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But basically, he had this on the 3 for a while last year.
And it's not terrible to drive with. I will say though, it takes some time to get used to that piece just missing. Now the new S and X wheel, this and up, like where I'm holding right now, is not there. Oh, can you go through there?
I don't know.
Oh,
Okay, go on.
This piece is like totally missing. So I don't know. I think it's gonna throw a lot of people for a loop because most people have never driven like with a Yoke steering wheel like that. So if you are getting a newer car and it does actually come with the Yoke wheel, be very, very careful to begin with.
Yeah.
It's gonna take some time to get used
Did
to.
you see Matt's super chat? I don't know if you got to that or not.
Sorry, Matt, I missed your super chat. $5 from Matt. Thank you very much. Confetti, timeout. There we go. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Said maybe Elon was just yoking with us. God, the puns are never ending with this. I love it. The puns are great. But I mean, there's potential for that. There's potential that it was all just kind of a joke.
Yeah. Or to drum
Generate
up. But, when the
buzz.
Cybertruck came out, it was very different as well. And so, again, it was kind of love it or hate it.
Yeah.
But the numbers are there that they're getting so many orders. So definitely people are interested in it, even though it's totally different. So maybe they'll be the same way with the Yoke.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of other cool features because we had predicted like they would have the ventilation of the 3 and Y. We predicted the heat pump. We predicted
Yep.
like a second row screen. We predicted a horizontal screen. We were hoping it would still have the instrument cluster. So we were pretty pleased with the changes overall. I don't think there's anything. I was a little surprised there wasn't really more to the exterior. You can see a few minor changes to the exterior. I was a little disappointed about the only disappointment I guess I have is there's no mention yet of a CCS charge port, which I would think would be
Pretty big
coming
news.
just because then they wouldn't need to use an adapter anymore, especially in Europe, and once they start adding that support in the United States. But again, we still haven't seen this. It's all rendering so far. It's possible they could change that slightly, and maybe in the coming weeks we'll be seeing news about a CCS charge port as well.
Yeah. Real quick, Chaotic Canine Culture, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said, think the Cybertruck will have the Yoke. Well, I mean, it almost makes me think that Tesla maybe wasn't originally planning to put the Yoke in the new S and X. And then from the reaction of the Cybertruck, they were like, meh.
Yeah, but so
Why not?
When we saw the Cybertruck unveiling, it had the Yoke, and when we drove in it, we saw it, and we saw that one seemed to require a lot of turning.
Yeah.
I think that when they do it on the S and X, they might change it so that it's more speed adaptive, so that when you're going at higher speeds, you won't have to turn the Yoke nearly as much. And we did see that in the new next-gen Roadster as well.
And that's something that they can deal with afterwards. Now, this Yoke was a little bit different. Oh, wrong button. This Yoke was a little bit different in the Cybertruck. But, I mean, it is something that maybe Tesla's going to be moving more towards with.
And I think one of the reasons they're doing it is because if you're going into be full self-driving, you're not going to be using the steering wheel as much.
Exactly. So you don't really need it to take up all that room.
And we've seen like some other vehicles where the Yoke, they have a Yoke as well, but it like disappears into the dash. And prototypes from other manufacturers. So I think Tesla, they're still keeping it there, so you still have control, but it won't be the wheel that we've been used to.
Yeah, I think all this is gonna boil down to what comes this week with the NHTSA.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like what the NHTSA's comment was that they had no idea this was coming. That's what's kind of concerning.
But there's also, I also saw answers that maybe the person who replied
just didn't know.
Maybe they didn't know, but maybe
okay.
Tesla was working with somebody else who did.
Because I can't imagine Tesla would do something like that without approval.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, not everybody at the NHTSA knows everything that's going on. So it could be that the person they spoke to wasn't aware.
Yeah, fingers crossed for that, because I personally think it looks awesome, and I'm excited to try it. Let's see. Somebody said, do you guys know how many Model S orders have been made since the new reveal? I don't, to be honest, but I did a Twitter poll actually before the unveiling. I should do one after, now that I think about it. And a lot of people were saying if they make it pretty significant, they were going to get either a brand new SRX or upgrade a previous SRX that they had. So I really think with this design, like David said though, I really wish there was some exterior improvements beyond the minor ones. I think that they are going to be attracting a lot of new sales.
Yeah, what's interesting,
which is great.
What's interesting too is we were hoping there would be a bigger bump in the range, and for the S they did have a slight increase, but for the X the range actually decreased by like 11 miles, so that was kind of a surprise. And what we're thinking is maybe the reason why is because they did have those minor exterior changes, and that helped lower the drag coefficient. So it's possible they might have actually downsized the battery, because this, Tesla was offering the long range plus, now they're selling the long range. So it looks like this car has slightly lower range. That means that they're going to make room for a long range plus coming out, either later this year, beginning of next year. But it looks like maybe they were able to get that additional range, but because of the increased or decreased drag coefficient. And with the X, it's not as aerodynamic, so that may be why it kind of actually lost range.
Yeah, there was someone that did the math. I think it was on Twitter. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but they actually did the math. And if Tesla was able to drop the battery to a 90 kilowatt hour pack, they would end up with an extra like 1 megawatt.
They can make a lot more cars with the same number of batteries. And again, for those who don't know, Tesla, that's one prediction we did get wrong. We were hoping they were going to the 4680 cells. Yeah. They're only going to be using those 4680 cells in the Plaid Plus version of the S. For the regular S and X and the Plaid S and X, they're going to be using a new 18650 battery cell with a new battery format and new modules. And so that's, again, we don't know if it's still going to be a 100 kilowatt hour battery. But again, if they lowered it down 90, they might still be able to get the same range that they've published, but be able to make like 10% more cars with those not older, but the 18650 cells.
Yeah, but also those 18650 cells are what go into Powerwalls, which are
the Powerwalls have the.
Oh, they're the new ones?
Yeah, they've had the 2170s. The older Powerwalls, I believe.
The Gen 1?
Yeah, the first. Not the Powerwall 2.
Just kidding. Lol. But they could make more cars, which would be great, and maybe they'll start transferring some of the lines at the Gigafactory in Sparks to the newer cells. Yeah,
but I think there's a long range plus coming in the few months.
Yeah.
And also, it might still be that these numbers I think they're only estimated, so it could be they go up. And we've seen that when the Y came out and the 3 came out, they were still doing software updates and bumped the range up slightly. But they're still calling this a long range, so, we predict there will be a long range plus coming eventually.
Yeah, we haven't seen any official testing to back up the range.
Yeah, but I was just a little bit disappointed that the X went down. We were hoping it was going to get closer to 400 instead of staying, right 360 range.
Yeah, let's actually look and see because what did it go down to?
360 for the X. It's still pretty good. I mean, when we had an X,
it is.
When we had an X back in 2019, the range was like 290 or something like that. So, it's still like 70 miles more than just a couple years ago.
Yeah, 360 for long range and 340 for Plaid. Still kind of a bummer, but we'll take it. Real quick, Elin191173, thank you for the $5 super chat. No message. If you have a message, drop it in chat and we will read that. But thank you for the super chat. But again, though, I'm looking at this X again. I guess I haven't looked at it too much. I'm just not feeling those rims.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't mind those.
It's almost like a cross between the Arachnids and the original Model 3 performance rims.
I don't mind those so much. I like those better than the Geminis on the... Or what? Not what is it? Trident or something? I like the X ones better than on the S.
So, how can I find the original Model 3 rims? If we go into shop, vehicle accessories, do they have them here?
They look...
So, if you see this rim right here...
The Sport wheels or whatever?
Yeah, the Sport. And then if you look at this...
They're similar, a little flatter now.
It's pretty similar.
I still like those...
But it looks like an Arachnid almost.
Yeah, I still like those better than the Gemini or the Tridents or whatever.
I agree.
And I do like the new S 21-inch wheels. just the look of those, because they look kind of like the arachnids. I don't know if they still have the arachnid name, but
They do call them arachnids
okay,
still.
so it's like the new generation of arachnids.
Yeah, so they are called 21-inch arachnids. So let's make it real confusing and keep the name the exact same.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, they're not bad. I just kind of miss how they kind of went together in the middle, but at least now you don't see lug nuts.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Let me see real quick. I like the refresh, but I'm just a kid, so I'm hoping that the 1/18th model happens.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be dope.
We're
too.
still waiting on the
Y.
die-cast models for the Model Y.
Yeah.
It's like they're way big. Well, I mean, it's only been 9-10 months on that, but you know, they could come out. They've already had the Roadster one out, so why don't? And the Roadster isn't out yet, so why can't they come out with the Y?
Yeah. Quick Ice Car Review said if the bottom of the yoke is the exact same, I bet Tesla will sell a piece to go over it and make a whole wheel. That's an interesting thought. Like just like sit on top?
And I couldn't find it, but I've seen some like yoke-like wheels, or maybe it was even in like the prototype drawings, you know, when you could see like the Model 3 and the Model Y, and they had like a yoke, but I think they had one that had a drawing where it was like a clear like lucite or something that went across, so you could still see through it, but it was solid. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla doesn't have that, if there wasn't some third party that came out with something like that.
For sure. Mando X Games said, hey guys, any news on when Model Y will get the new center console? So in the Tesla parts catalog, the new center console is now listed for Model Y. So I have a feeling it's any time now. I've been trying to keep up on the Tesla website, and I haven't gotten any notifications that it's changed.
Not in the US yet.
But I imagine it's going to change on US made cars anytime now.
Yeah, and again, it
does still have the old
it is it's easily retrofittable, but it's expensive. It's like over $850.
Yeah.
But the problem is you do need Tesla. It's easiest to have Tesla pair the keycard reader so that it will work. Otherwise, you have to take apart. If you have an old console, you'd have to take it apart, move your keycard reader, put it in the other one. It's a lot more work, and then you never know. It still might not work.
And moving the actual card reader is possible. The reason I did not go that route is because when you take apart those center consoles, some of those parts are held in with clips, and they are not meant to be taken apart.
Yeah, or like plastic welds, and once you pull it, if it breaks, then
you're SOL. Yeah. And I didn't want to break a brand new $850 center console. So that is why I did what I did. You certainly can change those little sensors, but that's a lot more work, and you risk breaking stuff.
But I do like it. So we have the new center console in the Model Y already, and I do like the feel because it's kind of like the same. It's very similar to the door on the Model S center console, and we got a drop-in little drawer already aftermarket that fits in nicely.
Yeah. And then let's see. Coach DA said, going to be hard to get an appointment to test drive the new Yoke. I agree. I have a feeling test drive appointments are going to be very hard to come by, to be honest. T-Rex33 said, not sure how I feel about only a single rear screen when you can potentially have 3 people back there. I agree with that. But one thing we've also been talking about is it's not going to be very easy to use that screen, especially if you plan on playing a game. It's got to be removable, right?
I don't know, because it's like, it's really far away. I mean, for the center person, it's going to be like down where their knees are. Yeah, it would work, but that's with a wireless control. You're not going to be wanting to sit and play on it like that.
But even like having to look down,
it's not.
Let me find the
and that's why we were wondering, could it be detachable? Maybe, maybe not. Because if it was, then you could pass it around, or you could hide it if you're moving cargo and stuff like that, and you don't want to get banged around. So it'll be interesting to see if it's you can detach it, or if there's some cover that will be able to protect it.
And I'm really hoping they make it detachable, because having to look down like that is not going to be very enjoyable for that long. Maybe like a quick trip, but like having to look down like this.
Yeah, not good on the neck.
That's not going to feel good. No. So fingers crossed it's detachable.
But there's a lot of cool features that were announced, because they were talking about how fast the gaming, it's going to have like a 10
teraflops
gaming computer. So it's like, is that going to be both screens, or just the main screen, or the new 8-inch screen?
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool too. Can you play different games on each screen at the same time?
Yeah, so here it actually shows they're playing beach buggy racing on the rear screen, nothing on the front.
Yep.
But it would be cool if you could race beach buggy racing your rear passengers.
Yeah.
That would be really dope.
Yeah.
So there's so many fun things they can do with this. I just hope that everything is executed properly and that they can remove that rear screen to be able to.
But we are
bring it
glad
towards
because
you.
we were saying we were hoping they're coming out with a second row screen, just because right now it's not that easy for second row passengers to they can't really change the seat heaters unless they pull
Yeah.
out the phone and do it on their app. But this way it allows them a little bit of control, and
Yeah.
without having to allow them control to the whole car, they can limit what that does.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends with kids, and they said that's why they don't give their kids access to the phone app to be able to change their seat heaters or anything, because if you can't give someone access for just the heaters or anything.
Yeah,
you get all or nothing, and they don't want their kids
honking
playing
the horn
around
and
in the
flashing
car
the
and
lights and stuff like
potentially
that.
driving it.
Yeah,
They're young kids, so you got to be careful.
So this will give them, this pad will give them that control. But yeah, it is kind of it's a bummer that they don't have 2 or 3 of them, but it's good they at least added one. Maybe in coming years we'll have one on the back of each seat.
Oh, that would be cool too. Eric said, think we'll ever get another update that speeds up the Model 3 0 to 60. At this point, probably not.
Yeah.
It's already gotten a lot faster, and they're already basically competing with the new S and X. So they need to, one, keep that different, but also the 3 and the Y have a smaller battery pack than the S and X. So I don't know. Could they make it faster? Probably, but at what expense of potentially having parts fail? Maybe. That'd be my guess. Let's see. Chris said, since Tesla has added the screen in the second row from the for the S and the X, do you think you can turn on seat heater and whatever you want from the screen? I would have certainly hoped so.
They've got to do that, because that's got to be the main reason they added it. Because we saw with other cars like Lucid Air and all that stuff, the reason you have the control back there is it's not initially for gaming. It's so you can control, I'm sure, the seat heaters or maybe the air conditioning or even change the sound or something like that.
Yeah, since it does have active noise cancellation and everything, I wonder if the back passengers could listen to something completely different than the front and
that would
it
be
not
interesting. Yeah.
go and affect each other, because that'd be cool if parents could let their kids watch YouTube in the back and then they could listen to a podcast or something in the front. I see a lot of good use cases for that.
I just really hope that's something too that they will allow, because right now video can't be played while you're driving, but it would be so cool if at least on the rear screen that could play video while the car is in motion. And maybe eventually, once full self-driving is totally out there and driving the car around, I could see them bringing that to the front screen. But for now, there's no reason why they shouldn't be allowing it on the rear screen.
Exactly.
And another thing that would be cool is if they're not going to allow, they don't want you streaming all that over their premium connectivity plan, it would be nice if they added pairing so that you could stream like with Chromecast or something like that and stream from your device to that.
Exactly. Let's see. DS Performance said, do you think the Cybertruck will have exterior, interior color options? Exterior, I honestly don't know, because it does have that stainless steel outside.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if you can't get an exterior color option, you could wrap it or something. As far as the interior, I can't imagine them not giving options on that. I imagine it'll just be what SX3 and Y kind of have. You get black, white, or the cream interior. And something like that would be my thought.
And that brings up the S and X refresh. We're not really 100% pleased with that black and white interior now, because it's not just black and white like it's always been in the past. Now it's black, white, and brown. And we're not a big fan of the wood trim, because in all of our cars that have had the white interior, we've always upgraded it to have carbon fiber, and that's not a choice anymore. But in the past, we always added that, or we added it ourselves aftermarket.
Yeah, so the black interior is pretty much black everything, but then you do have this ebony decor. The white is white a lot. There's black parts. You have this walnut decor, and then you have this gray, which is actually in all of the trims, but this little insert on the door looks kind of like a gray and white piece. There's just a lot going on here.
There's more walnut on the doors as well. And it's just it's in the past, I think at least in 2017, we were still able to choose. You could choose the decor trim differently than the upholstery of the seats. And then they streamlined it and made it so it was very limited choices. And not everybody likes wood. I know I've already heard so many people who want to get a performance, but they don't want carbon fiber, they want wood. And it's then you have the other thing where you have people who they don't want performance, but they want carbon fiber, not the wood. So there's going to be
A lot of crossover, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. A lot of people want to swap.
I wish they would make that customizable.
Yeah, like they used to.
Real quick, Mando X Games, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, got my Model Y on reserve. Awesome. We'll use your referral code as soon as the new console is available for my order. Thanks you very much.
Yeah.
Said, no bricks for me. Yeah, that's, you know what?
He's just going to wait for it. It's easier
That's a
that
good
way.
call.
And that way, too, you'll get any other new features. You know, just like with the laminated glass and stuff like that, you know it will have all those features because
Yeah.
you'll get in one straight off the line.
Yeah, I mean, the bricking thing, should I have seen it coming? Yes. Has it been funny? Of course. Luckily, Tesla was able to help a lot faster than even I was expecting. I was prepared to let it sit for a week. This was 100% on me. It had nothing really to do with Tesla. I wish
nice
it would have been
because-
a little bit more easy to fix. Like, I wish it would have come with a master key card that I could have like scanned and that could have paired them or something.
Yeah, I mean,
there's ways I think they could have done it, but most people aren't going to be changing out their center console.
they don't have it set up for
Yeah.
people to buy that themselves and do it themselves.
Yeah.
But the nice thing, you know, Eric tried doing this on a Saturday. It bricked the car, couldn't drive it. He contacted support right away, and they were sending so many updates.
Yeah,
going
I
back and
filled
forth.
out the
In the app.
service visit.
So
for
they
Wednesday.
tried multiple times on Saturday to get it working remotely, and while we originally were only able to schedule an appointment on Wednesday, they were able to bump that up to Monday, and they could have been here Monday morning, but basically we had them come out on Monday, and they got it all fixed within a few minutes. And as we mentioned before, they added boombox to our car. So our car did not originally come with boombox. We bought that Model 3 pedestrian warning system speaker, added it because the wiring was already there in all Model Ys, and we were able to get the pedestrian warning system sounds, but the boombox wasn't there until Tesla, you know, plugged in their computer, changed one little number, and it worked.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun too. I'm not gonna lie.
Only thing about it is it'd be nice if it would just stay on and that you don't have to keep selecting it every time you drive.
And see, I haven't played around with that to know if it does that currently or not.
Yeah. But it's cool. It has some cool built-in
yeah.
ones, and it's nice that you can customize it as well.
Yep. Tony said, "Do you miss the X size in the doors?" 100%. I love the Y. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of ease to get like the dogs in and out of the car, I really like the X because you have the Falcon Wing doors, which gives you a lot more room to get in and out of the vehicle.
And that's that's why we do
yeah.
have a reservation for the X, and I think that's a definite one that we will be getting this year. We have the reservation in for it, and I think since we don't have an X currently, that's one that we should definitely get this
There
year.
you go, Diego. Secret alert. I really miss the X. I loved our X, and we've talked about it a lot. We would still have that if it was a Raven.
Yeah, we just missed it by
But
a
the
week.
cool thing is now we're going to get this amazing center console and everything.
Yep.
So I'm actually pretty stoked. It all worked out in the end.
Yeah.
But I really do miss the X. It's a great car.
Well, hopefully
And
we'll have
we've-
one in another 3 months or so.
Yeah, and we've been putting the dogs in the Y and transporting them a little bit more. And we have very large dogs. And
Yeah.
they even kind of hit that, what would you call that, the C pillar?
Yeah, yeah, or just the back glass and everything like that. Well,
Yeah.
like standing up yesterday on the way to the vet, our dogs have to like still kind of scrunch down if they're standing up. Just it does definitely have more room than the S or the 3. But if we had the X again, they would have no problem fitting in there.
And then we could have the sexy meme.
Yes, in the garage. Yes,
And who doesn't
and
love
that
that?
would be yeah.
It's an expensive meme, but we're willing to commit. Jalen said, "Does anyone have more detailed delivery dates than March 1st through 31st on their S refresh order?"
That's weird because Polar's up.
Yeah.
Because originally it was supposed to be like February, but it seems like I think they're still trying to figure things out, and that's
Yeah,
why they're-
Elon said February, but online everything says March.
And that's why I think they're still trying to finalize these initial batch of orders. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't until March, because they're still saying you have to agree to the order by the end of February. And I think they're trying to batch things together and see, how many do we need to do the S's, and
But don't they also have to get EPA all done?
I don't know. I think they can do
Like-
some of that testing stuff
Okay.
afterwards. But
So right now, our S and X orders just say prepare for delivery.
yeah,
They don't even give
the date anymore, because I think it used to be February. And
Yeah, there's nothing here. It just says prepare for delivery.
And while we're complaining about, it's being delayed a month, we've heard that like the UK and Australia, this is not until like 2022. And that's a huge delay because they were, placing orders back in like November, December saying it was going to be like March delivery.
Yeah.
Now it's more like March of 21. Now it's going to be more like January 22. So that's
That's a
insane
lot,
delay.
yeah.
And hopefully Tesla can, shorten that and bring it out sometime later this year. But I can't imagine waiting for a car. If you placed an order, you're not going to want to wait over a year for it.
Yeah. Alan Cruz, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, steering wheel shape is not prescribed in the regulation. Title 49 of CFR 393-209 steering wheel systems. I'm going to have to look that up. Still makes me nervous. Just do it.
Whee!
I'm going to look that up,
we
though,
need something
Alan.
that make noise. These don't make any noise. These aren't as fun.
It turns out, during a pandemic, confetti guns and everything are the first to go.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah.
So that was for Tom's Turbo Garage.
Yep, thank
by the way.
you, Tom's Turbo Garage, for the $15 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, my old Plaid order got converted to a Plaid Plus. Just afraid that delivery may creep into 2022. Regular Plaid is amazing and comes in March, but I'm going to need to see some reviews for auto shifting first. Yeah. So this whole auto shifting, when Elon said, like, the car will sense which direction to go, no.
That sounds weird.
When the car can fully drive, 100%. But if I'm still having to drive, I want to tell it which direction to go.
Yeah, it's just like, even though...
Like, what if we open the garage door?
Yeah.
There's plenty of room in front of it still. There's plenty of room in back to back up.
How does it know if we want to park the car or if we want to go shopping?
Exactly.
Or go to work, whatever.
I still have some issues with that.
Or even if
I'm
you're
not gonna lie.
like we've got a big garage and sometimes we move the cars around. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
How does it know? Forward or reverse? Where do you want to put it? It's like, yeah, you can maybe start doing summon and choose it, but you're not going to want to pull open your map and zoom in and drop a little pin and say, move the car over there.
Yeah.
You just want to put it in drive and drive it over there for a few feet.
Yeah. Now, we've heard the park neutral drive, everything will be on the screen where you can just select it there to override it, but we'll have to see how it works in real life.
There's
And
also been
we're
some
also
talk-
hoping that the instrument cluster is touch.
Yeah, but there's also been some talk that there will be like some physical controls of some sort down by the hazard button,
Yeah.
but that's not shown in any of the renderings, and that's why,
No.
again,
None
we
of
need
them.
to see real pictures because I think they're still trying to figure this out and finalize it.
But they have to have it all finalized if they're building them.
They better, are they building them? That's just it. We haven't seen any yet.
None of these have, I don't know.
I mean, and the line, they shut the line down like over a month ago.
Yeah.
And so if they're not building them yet, or, they could start building on it and they could like just set these aside when they need to install those parts. But yeah, they need to figure that out.
There's nothing parked
They
outside.
probably figured it out, but they might still be finalizing parts, like maybe it was a last minute decision.
Maybe. I don't know. But hopefully we see something soon. I just want to see a real life updated car.
And we will, eventually.
Yep.
One day.
Chaotic Canine Culture. Thank you for another $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, think the ATV will ever actually be produced? 100%. Maybe that's the future product.
I don't know.
That just seems...
Or you know what? So I think for something like that, it's going to be maybe lower volume. That's something that they
100%.
could farm out to some other company that already makes...
collaborate.
Like when you got like an e-bike, they could farm this out to a smaller company that's their thing. Because Tesla, I don't think they need to... They don't have the production capacity stuff that they want to have a production line just for building those.
Yeah, I definitely think Tesla will probably partner with somebody for that. Real quick. Oh, Chris is in chat.
Hey,
Thank you,
Chris.
Chris, for the $1. Much
Yeah.
appreciate it, buddy. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's see, we've been playing with the GameStop.
Yeah,
on
we
Twitter.
saw Chris was tweeting all
We've
about
seen
that
you.
last week. Yeah. And by the way, Chris, I tried getting in on some stuff. Oh no, I was trying to get in the Dogecoin last week, but yeah, I ran into some of those Robinhood issues where I transferred in my money. It says it would be instantly available, and they shut it down, and then they said, well, if you use Robinhood Gold, it'll still be instantly available. So I signed up for that, and they still wouldn't let me buy anything. So I kind of missed the peak there in the Dogecoin, but I'm kind of glad because I kept trying to put in an order for like 3 hours, and while the price kept skyrocketing, and then by the next day it had lost like 75%. So I'm kind of glad I missed out on that. But I might still get some of these. But I know Chris was having fun with the GameStop there.
Yeah. I mean, GameStop's been wild. I'm trying to see what Doge is at right now. I don't know. Let's see. It is 3.6 cents. So it went back up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
down half from what it was last Thursday or so.
Yep. Elin said, do you think they'll release a non-plaid version with the new battery architecture? That's what I'm waiting for. Definitely.
Well, eventually, but Elon did
Yeah.
say on the call that they're going to be using those new 1860-50 cells
For several
years
years
to come.
Yeah.
And so eventually, yes. But for now, it sounds like it's just going to be the Plaid Plus. And we really were interested in those 4680 cells, and we wanted. That's why we originally did the Plaid Reservation, which got switched into the Plaid Plus. But I think we don't really need that much range, especially because we're going to be getting Roadsters and Cybertruck. So we're not going to be needing to get the Plaid Plus. And that's what's interesting. If you look at the Cybertruck, the tri-motor, it's only like 80,000 maxed out. And so when you look at that compared to the Model S Plaid Plus, yes, they're totally different vehicles, but you can get like the range over 500 miles for half the price.
Yeah. So you can get the tri-motor is 70,000, FSD is 10,000, and that has a 500 plus mile range.
Yeah. So
for 80 grand, you can get that.
So definitely, I mean, even for people who are thinking about getting the Plaid X, it's like, yeah, totally different vehicles, but you might be able to get better range and more cargo capacity and similar passenger capacity in a cheaper vehicle, the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
If you can wait.
Let's see. Chris with another $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said they've already had neural nets learning your park, reverse, and neutral drive selection in the background. You've already taught it what gear for when. It will be mind blowing. I'm certainly hoping so. I'm just. It's gonna be weird, which I absolutely love. I love new products and new designs that break the mold of what has been accepted as the normal. Yeah. I don't like normal.
Yeah, don't do the same thing that just because that's the way it's always been done.
Exactly. Yeah. I love it when people look at something and are like, hey, why is everything still done this way? We can do it other ways. And I think that's why I love Tesla so much. I just have a lot of questions that haven't been answered. We'll say that.
And Elon was tweeting about how it's like you won't miss it once you get used to it. But we were talking just the other day in the car, like if you're in a parking lot and, you know, it's like sometimes we pull forward when there's spaces because there might be somebody loading a truck or something at Home Depot behind you and it's easier for you to pull forward because there's no car in front of you. How's the car going to know that I want to go forward instead of backing up? Or, you know, or if somebody's stalled in the middle of the road and you want to get around them, it's like, I don't know. I'm still not 100% convinced.
What if, more confetti, because I forgot to turn it off. Lol, W. What if you can get a chip put in your head and it will automatically sense based on the chip in your head?
Yeah.
Would you do that?
No.
Okay.
But come on, they are adding that camera now. They're going to have a cabin-facing camera. You know, maybe you could wink at it, or you know, you could talk to it. I don't know. We'll see. That's what I'm wondering too. People don't want to have to be talking though to change gears. I mean, they could totally do that.
I don't want to have to push it and be like, go forward or drive or reverse. I'd rather just push the button on the center screen.
But we'll see. Hopefully they come out with a good solution. They've done other stuff in the past, just like when the Model S first came out and you didn't have to push a start button. You just get in and, you know, put it in drive. That was unheard of back then. So they're doing something totally new now with the stalkless steering wheel, and we'll see. Hopefully it works out.
Yeah. Chris, thank you for another $2 super chat, man. Absolutely killing it. Thank you very much. Said, deep rain already wipes right as I'm about to press the button. And you know what? Wow. I absolutely kind of agree. The windshield wipers with the cameras has improved a lot. Maybe we should do another Will It Wipe.
Oh, yeah. Because when it first came out, it was interesting.
It was hit and miss.
Yeah.
For sure. And it seemed to be more miss. But again, they completely took a sensor out. Because they're like, we already have cameras in it. Why do we need to have a sensor too? We can just use the cameras. So they had to train them for that. And I agree. It does a really good job, actually. I don't even know when the last time I had my wipers in manual mode was, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't. It's been over a year for me. I remember it was Thanksgiving of 2019.
Wow.
I was on a road trip, but it was snowing and it was doing some weird stuff, and it was speeding up and slowing down and stuff like that. So I was having to just push the button. So it was still having problems back then, but that was a weird like icing storm, and that was almost a little over a year ago.
Yeah. Tommy said, when do you guys think they'll refresh the Y exterior? Probably 5 years. Not a big fan of how the bulbous personally. It does look a little weird from a few angles. I'm not going to lie. But, I mean, I don't really know how they could get rid of that like bulbousness. Is that a word?
Yeah.
It is now. Without like making it a whole new model.
That's what remains to be seen is the Model Y in Europe is supposed to be different.
Exactly. Oh,
And
true.
So, and it's supposed to have like the 4680 cells. So it's like, are they going to eventually bring that Model Y here, or are we going to have a totally different Model Y? So it might be that we see some changes, in another year or so. But I don't know. They could just stick with this for a few years.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Grant said, "Damn, I missed the belt release." You want to just throw in
yeah,
the belt?
Yeah.
We'll give you another one, Grant.
It was short news today, but basically we're always buckled in. We got these Model X third row seats here, and we're always buckled in during the news. Just keep it on the safe side.
There you
When
go.
we're done, we like to relax a little bit.
There you go. Mr. Timeless Tech said, want to get the new Model S, but how likely will Tesla allow retrofits for hardware 4? Elon also mentioned higher resolution cameras. I'd be okay with paying for a retrofit. It depends on the wiring, not so much the hardware for computer and not so much the cameras. We've upgraded the cameras on our cars
From
to the
2
newest
to
ones.
3, yeah.
And they have improved in quality, but I would be more concerned with the wiring harness being able to accommodate like everything.
Also, it remains to be seen because we've seen on the FCC website that Tesla has some new equipment that's being tested. It's still confidential, and so it's possible the new Autopilot 3.2 hardware or it might have some new sensors that haven't been mentioned yet. And
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. In the past, when Tesla came out with Autopilot 2 and 2.5, they were pretty much forced to upgrade those to Autopilot 3 because they said the car would be capable of certain features. So I think they're going to have to be really specific when they do come out with Autopilot 4 and say, you're not getting an upgrade. This is going to be, some new functionality, and I don't think they're going to do it like they did with the Autopilot 3 upgrade.
Yep.
I'll go on record now. If I'm wrong, that'd be good because we'd be able to upgrade again. But I don't see it happening.
Clip it, chat. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Chris, thank you for another $2 super chat. Said Tesla coding interviews hard. Okay, done hijacking chat. Thank you for the super chat. I'll text you later, and we can talk about it. I'm interested to hear all about it. And then Tom's Turbo Garage, thank you for a $5 super chat. Said, wouldn't it be great if Tesla cars got the launch they deserve with videos and such similar to iPhone releases? This guesswork we do seems crazy.
Yeah, well, normally
it's
do have an
time.
event.
Exactly.
Normally do have an event, but with
Yeah.
everybody being locked down and trying to be socially distant, they just kind of rolled it into this call. And they're going to have another call in the coming weeks. There might be a few people invited, you don't know, but it's not going to be one of the big events. And I think that's just limited. In the past, they've always had a big event, and we've gone to many of them whenever they have a new model or a major, unveiling.
Yeah, I think David hit it right on there. It's just the current state doesn't really allow to do stuff now. In terms of a bigger, grandiose show about what the new model is, I think that's coming in a few weeks. And I think that's what Elon was trying to talk about is I don't think the earnings call would have been the time to do a big unveiling kind of like that.
Yeah.
Even if it is just where everyone can just live stream it from home and it's just them.
Yeah. Hopefully they can do. They could even do something just like we saw with Lucid. When they came with Lucid Air, they could just have a few of the company executives.
That's
and
what
the
I think
designers
is
and
gonna
stuff
happen.
Sitting around a room, they could have the car on a stage, and they could show some pre-produced videos. Hopefully, it's better than what we saw with the Hummer EV because that was just like a commercial, very lame. Lucid's presentation was much better, and they were taking questions. Or, they were probably canned questions, but they could do something like that without having a big audience. I mean, we definitely like going to those events, but I could totally understand them not having an event with people who are invited.
Yeah, so I definitely think we're going to see something like that coming up very soon.
Did you see Chris Veer's question? He was talking about. Let's see. Chris Veer was asking if we had guys seen his question about the headrests. The headrests haven't been adjustable for a while.
No.
Unfortunately, because basically back they added the adjustable headrest back to like the Model S with the premium seats back like the end of 2016, and they had those for a couple of years. But I can't remember if it was in 2019 when they changed it.
Something like that.
But basically, they haven't been adjustable in the S and X for a while now. They made them thinner, and so you have a little bit more like leg room, I guess. But they don't adjust, and I guess maybe they saw that people never adjust them, and so they just got rid of that feature. But to be honest, I adjust it once, and then I just leave it there.
Yeah. Real quick, we missed a super chat from Cycle Gamer. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. said, since it's basically the same hardware suite, do you think the mind reading park reverse? What?
Oh, the confetti's still going. Never mind.
Yeah. Do you think the mind reading park reverse neutral drive will be pushed to all FSD vehicles via software update?
I mean, I suppose if it was a software feature, I suppose they could.
Yeah, potentially. That's actually a good point. I never really thought about that.
And then just older cars would still be able to adjust it to overwrite it. But that's a good point. Yes.
Yeah. Definitely something. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Tesla, if you're watching, Cycle Gamer had a great idea. Let's see. Elon Kerman said, did your old S and X order stay with the refresh?
No. No. Well, that's one thing we talked about at the earlier call. We weren't contacted yet. Our orders have not updated on the website. We still have the original orders we submitted earlier this month and end of December. But we did hear from other people that with the price increase that they were told that they would have to pay $8,000 more instead of $10,000 more. We haven't spoken with Tesla yet to confirm that with our orders, but I'm pretty sure they're going to try to hit us up for the extra, $8,000. Basically, by pre-ordering or by reserving that, we would save $2,000 off of the car.
Yeah. Let's see. License to Drive said the battery indicator is back to green. Yippee. Wait, is it?
That's what's weird, because it never changed in the S.
Yeah.
I think it was a mistake. It never changed in the S. But we were just driving in Eric's Y yesterday, and it had not updated back. He's got the .35 release, and it's still not green.
Yeah. The Adventure Insider said, do you know if Model S and X have a heat pump and octo valve?
Yes.
They will with the refresh.
Yeah.
And we can't wait. That's why the more we think about it, they might have dropped the battery size to a 90 kilowatt.
Because it could be more efficient, yeah.
Could be more efficient,
so
because we didn't see a big bump in range.
It'll be interesting to see when they do announce the specs in detail.
Yep. Xpeng Fangirl said the exterior Model S had better designs on the net than what they end up doing, so Lucid looking good at this price level now. I mean, I would have hoped they would have done some other things on the exterior.
Yeah, it was really limited.
It was, but I am glad they got rid of that chrome strip under the passenger and driver door, or on both sides under the doors. The front bumper is really not super noticeable, and neither is the rear diffuser,
It's not a huge change. So, I mean, people that really know Tesla would be able to tell the difference, but most people probably won't.
Yeah. I am happy they're going Chrome Delete now, though.
Yep.
I'm sorry if you are a big Chrome fan in chat, but I am not a Chrome fan. So I'm glad they're getting rid of that. Let's see. Tom's Turbo Garage also said, heck, I mess up this shifting in my Model S sometimes. So, funny thing, I drive the Y 90% of the time. But when I go take the S, sometimes when I try to put it in autopilot, I space out and I accidentally put the car in neutral on the highway.
Yeah, he's done that a few times.
We
did a road trip back in December, and I was driving a 3, and I haven't really driven a 3 a lot. And I had to call Eric because I couldn't remember how to do something, and it just, if you go back and forth every day, it's easy enough. But if you haven't driven one model or the other in a while, then it can throw you for a loop.
Yeah. Let's see. T-Rex36 said, what exactly is the noise cancellation feature? I don't quite understand it. So the idea behind it is...
like noise canceling headphones.
Exactly. So that they would have extra speakers that you really and microphones that would basically put the opposite sound of what it's trying to cancel so that it kind of zeroes it out.
Yeah, and if you've ever used noise canceling headphones, if you're on an airplane, definitely get noise canceling. So instead of having that droning noise when you're on an airplane, you turn on your noise canceling headphones, and it plays an opposite sound, which cancels that out. And you can still hear a hum, but the noise level goes way down. So basically, they're adding that technology to a car, and it's just going to have microphones all around it, and then additional speakers. I think there's like 22 speakers now, and that will just help. It's not going to totally eliminate the sound, but that should really help cut down on some of the road noise.
Yeah, which is interesting because the road noise, they could potentially use this to separate the cabin between front and rear. So you guys could listen to like different things in the back than in the front. I think there's a lot of fun things they could do with this. A lot of good use cases. Let's see.
And one thing, Gnome was asking about the recall for the S and X. they didn't really talk about that,
No.
which I was surprised because the deadline to the NHTSA was on the 27th, and we were thinking we'd hear something. So hopefully Tesla has probably replied back to them, and now the NHTSA is probably reviewing their response. But we don't know yet, is Tesla going to be recalling all the cars built before like March of 2018 and replacing those eMMC daughter boards, or they did lower the price on the MCU2 upgrade, so that's going to be encouraging some people to upgrade that way, but it remains to be seen if they're going to give a refund or partial refund for people who have opted to pay for the MCU2 upgrade.
Yeah. Amy said normal's boring, and I couldn't agree more. That's why
Is that Amy in Montana?
It is.
Well,
that's
hello,
why I
Amy.
like things that aren't normal. Brendan said none of Tesla's pricing aligns with Cybertruck. Exactly.
The Cybertruck seems insanely cheap.
It does.
Compared to other vehicles. We were totally surprised when they announced the Cybertruck at the pricing.
But there's a couple reasons for that I really think that help Tesla achieve a cheaper price point. Is one, they're probably not going to be painting them.
Yep. Stainless steel, so a lot less
work on their side, a lot less initial investment, and a lot less potential complaints and issues.
But also with the stainless steel, it's more angular. It's not curved.
Exactly.
So they're not going to be making all these weird shaped stamp pieces. So that
Should be a
saves
lot
money
easier.
there. And also, it is somewhat in the future as the battery price goes down. So they're expecting to save on batteries as well. But again, we were still blown away when they announced the price for the Cybertruck.
Yeah. Let's see. Alan Cruz said state dot regulations typically call out that steering wheel may not be modified. This can prohibit the spinner knob. Regulations aren't written to prescribe the design.
Well, I sent Eric some of those spinner knobs the other day. And
Yeah.
for older cars, they were, I think, easier when you didn't have like power steering and stuff like that. So, yeah.
They looked hilarious. I've seen them on like some mowers, like ride-on mowers and everything.
Really?
Yeah, or like tractors. They're on tractors a lot. But yeah, not on a car. Let's see. Amy said that she wants passenger seat memory. That's a good thing
we've
too.
heard that a couple
hopefully.
times, and I thought Elon said
I want that for the entire fleet though.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
there shouldn't be any reason why they can't add it to all the cars. Yeah.
Yeah, that I would think it's pretty easy. I say that, but I'm not the one coding it. So, David said, "What do you guys think about Teslas on icy roads? Would be awesome to have a snow mode on the car to lower regenerative braking." Yeah, so I recently did like a Tesla in the snow driving video, and that's kind of like what I do. I normally will put it in like creep or low regen if that is available on your car, and that really does help.
And chill mode as well.
Yeah, chill mode.
And one tip that you can do is to create another driver profile. So instead of you having to go manually change all those things, just create a copy of your existing driver profile, set all those, and then save it, and you can call that your own snow mode. However, it would be nice if they did have a dedicated snow mode, especially with the new 2021 vehicles that are coming out. They can't go to lower regen, and that's because of like EPA ratings and stuff, we believe. But it would be nice if they had an official tow mode. Whee!
Is it stuck to the ceiling?
Not today.
Okay, thank God.
That was for Dan, by the way.
Daniel, thank you for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, thank you for all the live streams and the info on the refresh. I cannot wait to get our Model X in April from Superior.
Oh, cool.
You guys are awesome. I'm grateful for both of you. Thank you both for taking the time for doing this. No problem. Thank you. Is this the Daniel that I was talking to? I think this was.
I don't know, but yeah, definitely.
I think this is the Daniel that I was talking to.
Keep in touch because
and we were talking about maybe taking delivery at like the same time.
Yeah, I know that we talked with somebody else that was taking delivery up in Superior. I can't remember if it was you, but definitely, keep in touch and
actually, if this is somebody new, even more reason to keep in touch. Maybe we'll do a bunch of deliveries in one day.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we'd be able to, especially if you get yours like on April 1st and ours isn't until the 30th, we might want to, come check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're up for that.
Come be in a video. But thank you so much for the $20 and kind words. I really do appreciate it. Jeff, $2 super chat. I don't know if I did digital confetti for Daniel. We'll do a couple. We'll throw them in.
But thanks again, Daniel, and let us know if you have any other questions.
Yep. And Jeff with the $2 super chat said, are you guys going to buy a new SRX? Love the Yoke. So we actually have a reservation for both. And so the idea is going to probably be to get both, but we need to decide what cars have to go.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the garage space. We have garage space for 4 cars, and currently we have 4 Teslas.
Yeah.
So if we're going to get an X, great. If we're going to get an S, love it, but we have to get rid of 2 cars to do so.
And my opinion is we should definitely be getting an X because we do not have one already.
Yeah.
We currently have 2 S's. One of those got to go, maybe 2, but before we get an S again. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a new one, but the other ones are still pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are great.
Yeah.
We just don't have the room, and I mean, we don't really have the need.
Yeah, we don't need.
So,
Yeah.
even if we had the room to put like 10 Teslas, it would be kind of a waste of money to just have them sitting there. We have a Tesla for every day of the week. That seems a little wild to me. That's nutty. But thank you so much for the super chat. Let me see where I was with the questions here. Answered that.
Yeah, and then a couple of people talking again about the Model 2, like
Oh yeah.
Xpeng and Andrew are talking about the Gigafactory in Shanghai building the Model 2. So they'll probably that's something that was announced in the shareholder letter for the fourth quarter. It was said coming in the fourth quarter of this year, they're going to be their announcement of a new product. And so we're thinking that will be the made in China Model 2. It's probably going to, since it is going to be a lot cheaper, it's probably going to not be too many cool new features, I'll say. If they're going to really try to make it a value car, and they're going to strip stuff down, so it's going to have a smaller battery, smaller range, smaller interior, probably a hatchback. It'll still be a nice car, but they're going to have to, in order to make it cheaper, they're going to have to cut a few things.
That being said, though, if they release a Model 2 that's made in China for the Chinese market only, you bet I'm getting a round trip to Shanghai. I'm going to go buy one. I'm going to put that thing in a crate, and I'm shipping it to the U.S.
You got to figure out, though, how to get it street legal in the U.S.
I got people for that.
So
we'll figure that out.
We'll try. But then, the thing is, as soon as you do that, a month later, Tesla's going to roll it out in the U.S. And then...
At least give me a few months, Tesla.
Yeah. Maybe
then you can do it.
Maybe a quarter, yeah.
But yeah, you bet. If they release something that's like a market specific, I would love to have that here in the U.S.
That'd be interesting, too, though. Would they export the Chinese ones to the United States, or would they, because they don't have like the factory capacity to build them here, but it sounds like they're going to have enough demand in China to sell them all there. So
exactly.
I don't know if they'd be able to export them here anytime soon.
Probably not. So we're just going to have to go get one and bring it here. I don't know how I'm going to buy a car there like that. We'll figure it out. We got time. But I am excited to that'd be cool to bring one here. Let's see. Aiden said, will bird's eye view ever come to Tesla? If this happens, won't it look very weird because the side front cameras are much different quality compared to the backup camera? Not only is there a difference in quality, but there's also gaps.
Yeah, well,
so it would look kind of weird.
But yeah, like down below, it's not meant to see curbs and stuff like that. It's meant to see cars. And so if some other cars do have like 360 view, and they don't necessarily have the cameras underneath the rearview mirror or at the very front, where in the Tesla it's at the windshield. They could still do something to stitch all that together.
I agree.
And Elon is saying that they are stitching that together and for the neural networks and analyzing that for full self-driving. But if they ever show it to us, it's not going to be a perfect 360 view, and there might be some stuff that's blacked out just because you can't see down below the front of the hood and the curbs right next to the wheels.
Yeah. Jeff, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said, I'm getting a Model Y Performance and can't decide between blue, white, or matte black stealth PPF. Any thoughts or advice? So we love our white cars. And somebody was actually asking what color we're going for our new refresh Model S and X. White. It's not a surprise here. Yeah. As far as blue, white, or matte black stealth PPF, we do stealth PPF on our white cars. It looks really good. Kind of like the frozen white that Mercedes offers. Love it. I've seen stealth blue cars and stealth black cars, and they also look very nice. I really like that matte look.
My opinion,
I don't know if you could go wrong.
I'll say just real quick why we love white. White used to be a color that you had to pay extra for, and so we were paying extra for it all the years, but then they made it the default color that was free. So unfortunately that means the vast majority of people get white nowadays just because they can save $1,000 or so on that. So if you want to do something a little different, of those three colors, I would probably say blue, just because there aren't as many blue out there, and I think it maybe would look a little cleaner than the black.
Yeah.
Black still looks nice, but it's just kind of a pain to maintain.
It certainly can be. Now, if you do the stealth PPF, more confetti because I forgot to turn it off again.
Oops.
If you do the Stealth PPF, make sure you get it ceramic coated, and it'll be really easy to keep clean. Because yeah, on a black car or even on the blue one, you're gonna see that maybe a little bit more. But any of them, Stealth, love it.
And that's what's, we were talking about other predictions and stuff. It's kind of disappointing they still haven't added any new colors.
Or brought back silver.
Yeah, because they eliminated silver a couple of years ago, back in 2018, and while it wasn't the most popular color, it would be nice to have that option.
Yeah,
And again, I
agree.
love silver when I had it for my Model S, and we ordered a Model 3 that's got silver as well. And that was really nice at hiding the dirt because it looked nice. It was light color, but not as light as the white, and you couldn't see the dirt on it nearly as much.
Yep. Napoleon said, "Why doesn't Tesla have commercials?" That's what we're here for. Yeah. No, I mean, Teslas are always in the news and everything, and to be honest, what most car manufacturers spend on commercials is nutty.
Yeah,
it blows my mind how many tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars they spend on commercials.
If you think of like the Super Bowl especially, the big game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is
that what it's changed now?
No, well, you're not allowed to say Super Bowl. And so it's the big game. But anyways, if you see how much car manufacturers pay for the commercials during that game, tens of millions of dollars. And Tesla, they did the referral program, and they gave away, even with all the roadsters that referral participants earned, it's less than like $10 million. So basically, they got the word out. They get, hundreds of, or thousands of videos produced. They get a live stream, stuff like this.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to pay anything really, except for, a few referral prices.
Yeah. Apple Review said, I ordered a Tesla Semi diecast and a day later got an email saying they canceled it. Did Tesla do this too? No, I ordered mine like right when it came out. Perhaps, I know I got an email like a couple weeks ago saying they were doing an inventory, that things might take a little while to ship. So maybe during inventory they found they didn't have any, but that's really weird.
Yeah.
I would maybe reach out. If you go to the store, at the bottom should be a email for the store, and you could check with them.
We can show the Semi again just really quick.
He's going to show you the Semi, though.
It is a nice little vehicle, but we got it. They lowered the price recently, so a few months back. But it's a nice little vehicle, and the doors open and stuff like that. But if you can figure that out, but it'll be nice to see this in person again one of these days.
Yeah.
Which again, they should be doing building these later this year.
Yep. Peter said, what do you do for a living besides YouTube? This is just a wild guess, but you seem to have a science background. I actually work in biotech. That's my day job. And then I have YouTube and a couple other side businesses.
Yeah, I'm just a web application programmer.
Just a web application programmer. I mean, he designed some pretty cool stuff that some of you might have used.
Yeah, years ago we created, so the reason why the channel called Tesla Inventory is because we had an inventory site about 5 years ago that Tesla, they didn't have a good search option on their site. We were able to pull in all of their data every hour or every 5 minutes, whatever, from their website, go through it, put it in our database, and allow you to search through everything. And for years, that was the easiest way, I think, of finding a Tesla, because you could search through 1,500 inventory cars and find like the 5 across the country that were the ones you wanted. And then Tesla, after about 2 or 3 years of us having our website, they finally updated theirs, and you can do about 90% of the functionality on their site now. So we're like, you don't really need to keep running that site anymore, so we're focused more on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Jeff said the only deciding factor for color is what will impress the ladies the most.
Oh, well, Amy's going to say red.
All you ladies in chat, would you prefer a stealth white, a stealth blue, or a stealth matte black?
And then Amy's going to say red.
And Amy will say red. I mean, the red looks pretty dope too, not going to lie. Jeff also just sent another $2 super chat. No message. Thank you, though, Jeff. Really appreciate it. I don't know if that was a message you meant to send, but anywho, we're going to go with it. We're going to figure out what car is going to do the best for you, man. I think you can't really go wrong with any, as long as you have a Tesla. You'll get all the ladies. Let's see. Daniel said, I'm getting the blue with white interior. I love that white interior. It is really, really a good interior color. Jeff, another $2 super chat, said, are you guys into coffee in the AM? What's your fave? I mean, you can call it coffee, but it's like the Starbucks like vanilla frappuccino. I just get them from bulk at like Sam's Club.
I don't drink coffee. I haven't had coffee since I've had probably 5 cups of coffee my entire life, and I probably haven't had a cup of coffee in 25 years. So I'm not a coffee person.
I drink a lot of coffee and a lot of Red Bull. That's my life. A lot of energy drinks.
I drink LaCroix.
LaCroix. Can you say that again?
LaCroix.
Do we have a can we can open?
Not here. There's some in the refrigerator.
Maybe next time. Pierre said, I got bird eye view while I was waiting to enter a park. Not sure I've seen that before. Might be some part of the update. I mean, if you see that, again, snap a photo and tweet that to me. That would be pretty cool.
One thing they did add a while back, especially if you have MCU2 upgraded, is that you can see that out of the repeater cameras. And
true, yeah.
And it's the rear camera. So it used to be you could only see the rear camera, but if you swipe up, then you can see the repeater ones now too. So it's nice. It's not like 360 or whatever, but it is nice to see those extra cameras.
Luck said GM spends $3 billion a year on advertising.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, and
no wonder they don't have a ton of money in the bank.
Yeah, but it's just like let your product sell itself. You shouldn't be having to spend $3 billion to try to convince somebody to buy it. There's something wrong, I think, if you have to spend $3 billion to get it.
Exactly. And I mean, when you look at how many Tesla YouTubes you see, like Tesla's always in the news, and they're not paying for any of that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people just genuinely like Tesla because they're not doing the normal thing.
And
they're doing something different.
And then, like some of them, like Bjorn has been out since like 2013, 2014. We've been doing it almost 5 years now, and we're not slowing down. We're doing more Tesla stuff, and it's a nice hobby to have. And there's a lot of new people coming out and some new content, some of it better than others. But definitely let us know if there's something that you'd like us to cover.
Yeah, you bet. RD said Tesla stock down to $793. Why? They didn't quite meet their earnings goal, so they were a little short of that. So I'm sure the market's just reacting to that.
And they always overreact. We
yeah.
see this every quarter. Even if even when they make their numbers, the stock usually drops like $40 during the call, and sometimes it goes back up the next day. In this case, the market itself was all down, Friday as well. So hopefully we'll start seeing that going back up. And the nice thing is it's down a little bit. So if you missed out, you can buy a few shares.
Good time to buy.
Not
investment advice.
It's not as good as when it was like $200 or $300 a few months ago, but it's a little cheaper than when it was $890 a few days ago.
You bet. Let's see. David said, do you think Tesla will bring back the short shorts? I bet they will eventually. There's also supposed to be another run of Tesla tequila coming up.
Yeah.
So definitely. The Lego Lord, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that, man. He said, can't wait for the 118th Model Y.
But you should show this to the...
I don't know why they haven't given it to us yet. I need that in my life.
Show this to the Lego Lord guy.
I'm glad that you were off camera a little bit because...
What?
You got saggy pants.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Technical or wardrobe malfunction.
Luckily, he was off camera. This is Lego Lord.
It's not a Y, but it's a Cybertruck Legos.
It's a Cybertruck out of Legos. How cool is that? I actually did a little video on this. Some guy made the plans and everything, and I went on a bunch of websites to buy a bunch of pieces. But it's pretty dope, actually.
And
they did a really good job.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid I'm gonna break it though, so we gotta be careful with this one.
Yeah, but that's cool. But hopefully they'll have. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah. Put that up there carefully. Okay. Here we go. But thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
Oh, somebody's. Let me see just a second. It says Peter was asking, why did you own a Model S in the early days? We did not. We actually didn't get our first Model S's until 2016. Basically, they were way too expensive back then. When I didn't really start seriously considering a Model S until the S70 came out, and then ended up upgrading to the S90. We both ordered the S90 back in It was like the week after the Model 3 was announced, but we knew it was still years away, and so we didn't want to wait. So we both ordered the Model S a week before the refresh was announced back in 2016. We knew it was coming, and so our first S's were in 2016 models. Eric got his in June. I delayed mine, and I ended up getting Autopilot 2 in December 2016. And since then, we've had 12 Teslas. So we only have 4 currently, though.
It has escalated very quickly. Let me see real quick. Chris said, would love it so much if Tesla would add rear auto emergency braking, that I would smash the window of my room. What do you guys think about that? Well, don't smash your window because you're going to have to pay for that. But I do think rear auto emergency braking would be a wonderful thing. Definitely a good safety feature.
Can you pull up the Model X order page right now, for the configuration page?
Yes.
And look and see. Somebody said something like, it's Jorge, I guess, said that for the X, he sees that they've got carbon fiber, but I'm wondering if he's looking at the Plaid versus the
I'll look it up
long
real quick.
range.
Real quick, Jeff did another $5 super chat. Save some money for the Model Y, man. But I appreciate it. Said it would you guys ride on the SpaceX Starship Earth-to-Earth travel if it was proven to be fairly safe? And a lot of people had already done it. 100%.
Sure.
I travel. We'd love travel. We absolutely love travel. Obviously, the last year has not been wonderful. But I specifically love traveling to Asia. Couple reasons. It's the longest or one of the longest plane rides I can get on, and I actually find being on a plane very calming and comforting.
A trip to the moon, though, I would do that.
Trip to the moon would be dope.
Around the moon.
But going to
Or Mars.
China or like Singapore or anything like that is a very long flight, like 16 plus hours from here. So if I could do that in an hour or so, you bet. That would be amazing.
Oh, he's just talking about, so they're talking about like...
He said Earth to Earth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I would absolutely love that. I think it could be closer than we all think too. Pierre, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said Tesla copied Model S door handles. Also, charge your car while driving. Sweden developed wireless charging roads. I've actually seen those roads.
Yeah.
That looks actually kind of cool. That's a great idea. And yeah, so Tesla copied Model S's door handles.
I think maybe that they're still they still have the same door handles.
Ah, yes.
They didn't go with the 3 or the wide door handles. And
Which I'm glad.
And that's one thing we were talking about too. Are they still the old pop-out Model S door handles, or is it made to look like the old handles, but do they work like the 3? We don't know. We'll hopefully find that in coming days.
Or is it going to work like the X, which is what I would think, if anything.
So maybe they don't pop out at all, but you touch it and maybe the door springs open.
Exactly.
I could see that happening as well.
Because I definitely don't see the S door handles working like the 3 or the Y. If anything, it'd work more like the X, which I do like that too. And it's one less thing to really break. What's up?
Oh, can you pull up the X configuration?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I got distracted. X order.
Nope. Okay. Well, no, not ours. Just go build a new configure.
Oh, build one. I thought you were talking about
the
ours.
configurator.
Lol.
And to choose one, because he was saying that on the X it shows the white interior has carbon fiber, and I'm just wondering if he's looking at the Plaid.
I think he's Plaid because mine says walnut decor.
So you're showing that right now.
But if I go to Plaid,
because it's the same.
They all will have carbon fiber no matter what interior choice.
And I just wish that they broke that out. Like in the past, you could have that separate. Even if they didn't allow you customize everything, they still in the past had that carbon fiber upcharge. And it would be nice for people who wanted that.
Yep. Lego Lord, thank you for another $5 super chat. Said, do you think Tesla will ever use Falcon doors again? I mean, I honestly think they're going to keep Falcon Wing doors on Model X specifically, but are other door options out of the question? No.
No, because I was just reading.
I could definitely see others.
I think one of these days they're going to have minivan. I know a lot of people don't want to see a minivan.
Oh, here's the confetti, by the way.
But I think they're going to have minivan doors. But I don't know if they're going to ever have Falcon Wing doors on another model. So. Yeah. And I know even before the Cybertruck came out, remember people talking about having like Falcon Wing doors on that, like one big one. But I don't know. I don't. Anytime soon, I don't think so. Yeah.
Jeff, thank you for another $2 super chat. Make sure you're saving for that Model Y. That's all I'm going to say. I appreciate the super chats though, Jeff. It said, you guys rock. How did you meet? Mutual friends, actually.
Yeah, many years ago. Wow, that was like over 10 years ago.
Holy crap. It's been 10 years.
A little over 10 years.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I just said a bad word.
What?
I just said a bad word. We're going to act like it didn't happen, folks.
And Pierre sent another
$1. It's been a long...
Thank you, Pierre. Merci beaucoup.
Oh, Pierre, with $1 super chat. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Confetti. No comment. If you have a comment, you can just throw it in chat. It's cool. Noam said, is there a way to get in touch with you guys without live chat or comments? Yeah, the email's down below. By all means, I love receiving emails. Definitely reach out. I will say, though, my inboxes tend to get a lot of emails, and sometimes I can get a little bogged down. So like email's probably the best. Otherwise, like Instagram or Twitter also work.
So we're both on Twitter and Instagram, yeah. And I think you probably have yours listed, but maybe we should add mine one of these days.
I think they are both listed.
Okay.
I'll have to look. Let's see. I wish green was a color on the OG Model S. I wish green was a color. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had green.
They
Remember
did. It was like a dark green.
They had a
right?
dark green
Yeah.
and they had brown, which we've seen. So they've had a few colors, and then they had like that titanium silver. So they've had a few colors, but it's sad that, you know, they've eliminated the other white and the other black that they used to have. So it'd be nice if they brought back a few colors.
Yep. My chat, I was reading through and I just jumped to the bottom.
Oh, there, Pierre explained his thing there.
Because we have Pierre with $5 super chat. Said, thank you so much. Said, I meant to say Mercedes-Benz copied Model S door handles. I'll have to look that up. I'm actually going to do that real quick. But thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. And Jeff with another $5 super chat said, how old were you guys? Oh.
I don't know if I've ever said that.
Oh, wow. It's getting real. Real deep in chat tonight. Lol.
Okay.
Thank you though for the super chat.
So he was saying, but Pierre was saying that Mercedes-Benz copied.
Yeah,
the
let's look
Model
up
S.
Mercedes-Benz real quick. Do you know? You don't have to put it in a super chat, Pierre. But do you
Is
know?
it on their new car that's got that hyper screen or whatever? It's like the 52 or 56-inch screen LCD.
I'm gonna look it up. You don't put it in super chat though, Pierre. But what model was it? Do you know? Because I'm gonna try to look it up. I'm curious to see what model it is. Someone said S-Class. Someone said, oh, Pierre said S-Class. Okay, I'm looking it up. Not sponsored by Mercedes-Benz, FYI. I don't even know how to navigate their website. A-Class, C-Class, E-Class, S-Class.
Somebody said A-Class, somebody said S-Class. I don't know.
I'm trying to look. No, these look like normal door handles. So what was the other one? A-Class?
Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much coverage, though. We're not getting any referral.
Yeah, these door handles look like. I know, right? These door handles look like just regular door handles.
I wonder if it's on their new electric one though. That's got like the big hyper screen.
Maybe. I'll have to look it up. I'll play around on their website a little later. Yeah, we don't want to give Mercedes-Benz any advertising.
Oh,
here.
somebody said.
Just kidding.
Yeah, somebody pointed out, Jeff, this isn't Ellen, so we're not gonna.
Lol.
Oh wait, but I could. No, I was gonna jump on the couch, but I won't do that. So. Don't you remember Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise jumping on Ellen's couch? Okay, never mind. That was long. Yeah.
Way over my head.
Okay, whatever.
Let's see. Mario, thank you for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. Said, will the Refresh SX have regenerative braking? Yes.
However, I'm betting that it will probably be very similar to what we're seeing now in the 2021 3 and Y, where there's no option to change it back to low regen. It's probably only going to be one level. And again, we think the reason they changed that is because the EPA, when you have different levels like that, they make you average together the rating, and by just having one, Tesla can just show the highest range for the battery.
Yep, exactly. I accidentally forgot.
But they're definitely going to have it, because that's how whenever you take your foot off the accelerator, you're going downhill, whatever, it puts that energy back into the battery. It just makes it that much more efficient.
Yep. And thank you to everyone in chat. So Paul said it's in the future model selection, so it's not even in the regular one. But yeah, they copied the Model S door handles, 100% there. That interior just, I don't know, there's a lot of buttons everywhere. It kind of makes me a little nervous. But yeah, the door handles definitely copied Model S. That's funny. But hey, you know what? Imitation is a great form of flattery. But hopefully they're paying to do it.
It's the sincerest form of flattery.
Oh, is it? A sincere, sorry. I was wrong. Jeff, thank you for another $2 super chat. Really appreciate it tonight, Jeff. Thank you. Let's see. Black House Brew said, I don't have PPF. Do you think I should get PPF kit from Tesla that covers a small section in front of the back tires? I would at a bare minimum. Now, Tesla has released mud flaps for Model Y. I think there's better option for mud flaps. Hopefully you're talking about Model Y. and not Model 3? Because I think they both have a PPF kit. I think.
They just lowered the price on the PPF kit as
really?
well, because
Okay.
it used to be $50, but I think they recently lowered it to $40.
Oh,
so
nice,
it's a little
okay.
cheaper. And while that still kind of sounds expensive for those little pieces, if you're not going to pay to do the whole car, that's an easy way that you can do probably one of the places that would be more prone to rock chips and stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely do something if you're not doing like a mud flap or something. I forgot to turn off the confetti.
And that price isn't too bad again, considering it's on par with. I had a car 20-something years ago that had the sticker, that paint protection film, and it was running $20 per door back then. So Tesla's still charging that 20-something years later.
Yeah, so definitely do something. Mud flaps really help. Something that will protect it, because you can kick up a lot of rocks, especially if you're in a climate where they use that. Here in Colorado, they use that for the roads when it snows, and it will kick up everything and scrape the crap out of your car, for sure. Let's see here. Jeff with a $2 super chat, appreciate it, said, I think Tom Cruise jumped on Oprah's couch.
Oh,
Hashtag
sorry.
me too.
Oh, I was so wrong. Sorry. Yes,
Wow.
that's why you totally went over your head, is because it was Oprah.
I mean, it's still over my head, to be 100% honest.
It's like, well, okay, yeah.
But thank you for clarifying that.
Somebody else knew what I was talking about.
There you go. Let's see. Min, thank you for the $10 super chat. I don't know why it hasn't come up here, but there'll be a notification in just a second. It said, does the new X have 2 AC unit or one? Old version had one for 5-seater, and my kids were sweating in the back seat, so I sold it after a year, but I ordered the refresh one for my wife.
I assume it will be the same.
Yes.
So basically, if you have a 5-seater, it would probably still be the one air compressor. But if you get if you get the 6 or 7-seater, it would have the 2. And again, that's not 100% sure yet. Whenever they do the release the details in the coming weeks, we'll confirm that. But really, the car is very similar. All they did was upgrade a few things. So I'm thinking it would still have the same, 1 for 5 seats, 2 for 6 or 7.
Yep. And real quick, this deserves confetti. Abstract Ocean is in the chat. Can we get some claps, and thank you for them. It said, literally working on the PPF cut files now for the front and rear rocker panels. Video coming soon, everybody. So they'll have some cool things there.
So they're going to have kits for that around?
Yep. So you can get it all at Abstract Ocean, our channel sponsor. And you support them, you support the channel, you support Tesla lovers.
And the nice thing about those little kits, and especially like with their wrap kits for the interior, is anybody can install those themselves. Yeah. It's easy. It's not like the whole car, because if you're going to wrap your whole car, it takes skill to wrap a whole door or the whole hood and stuff like that. So with small little pieces like that, it should be really easy.
Yeah. Let's see. Quick ice car reviews. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It said, can you banner timeout? No, it never ends. Let me see what's going on in chat real quick.
Oops.
What?
Oh no, I was just saying you said it never ends.
Oh.
But what's?
No, the last thing I see said, have a 2018 Model S with MCU1 and have had many issues with touchscreen. How do I fix that? Probably Tesla itself. That'd be my best. I mean, I would definitely go and just fill out a service request.
Wait, so yeah, MCU1, yeah, because again, we're waiting for news on the recall. So hopefully in the coming weeks, they got to have some announcement in February, because the deadline was the 27th. So I'm sure they replied back, and now the NHTSA is going to be talking with Tesla, and they're going to announce it. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some recall news in the coming weeks.
Yep. Couple other super chats just popped up. Rad Raj Rob Z, hopefully I said that right. Thank you for the $2 super chat, really appreciate that. It said UK model S and X has 3-year premium connectivity.
Oh.
But in the US we only get 1 year. What's up with that?
That's weird.
That's weird. That's suspicious. But that's cool. I mean, definitely I would be happy with 3 years too. That's weird that they're doing it different like that though. I wonder if maybe whoever they get service from is giving them...
Or maybe they're doing that because you have to wait until 2022 and they're feeling bad. I mean, I can't believe it's that long of a wait, but trying to stimulate interest in it or maintain interest in it.
Yeah. Couple other super chats. Thank you, Michael, for the $5. Said, I feel like the gas and brake pedal are too close in a Tesla as opposed to ICE cars. It's annoying because I have a size 12.5 shoe.
Oh,
I can see that.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any problem. The nice thing, though, is that if you do press like the brake and the accelerator at the same time, the brake should always override the accelerator.
Yeah, and we have done a video on that.
You'll get a message. It'll show that both of them, and then it should prevent you from accelerating.
But like, I do have pretty wide feet, so sorry, I'm looking at my foot right now. So I do actually have I get like the W size shoes, so they're wide. I haven't really noticed anything. But I guess like normally when I am going for the accelerator, I just put my foot all the way to the right until I hit the little like carpet wall, and then I push it. Sounds like Scott's in the kitchen upstairs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, Jeff, thank you for another $5 super chat. Said, am I insane dumb for waiting to buy a Model Y until the air suspension comes out for? Will it ever come or not until 4680 Model Ys? I mean, there's a lot of talk about the air suspension. Monroe seems to think they have made it for air suspension,
or at least,
the
they've
frame.
modified the body or frame, yeah.
But to be honest, I honestly don't think that they're going to come out with air suspension, because then that takes out, I think, a big selling point to get an upcharge or upsale to the Y or the X from the Y.
And aren't there like some aftermarket ones that...
The big aftermarket one that I was aware of went belly up.
Oh, okay.
And
it's not integrated into the controls wouldn't be the same, I guess.
Exactly. And I would really want it integrated, if anything, to be honest. But,
yeah. So, well, one thing too is if you really wanted a Tesla and you wanted air suspension, look, some of these like maybe a 2017 or so Model X would maybe be cheaper than getting a new Model Y these days. And you could upgrade it to MCU2 and stuff like that. So it'd be a way that you get, maybe some of the same functionality without having to wait for the Y.
Yep.
Because I know that Elon said for like the 3 that it's not coming out with an air suspension. So I would assume it's not coming anytime soon for the Y.
Yeah. So I see in chat a lot of people just spamming the same message. I'm trying to get through as many questions as possible.
What's the same message?
So I will get them as ASAP. Sorry. Epis me said, didn't Elon say there'll be a call about the new S and X this week?
Oh yeah.
I think I don't remember if he gave an exact timeline.
He said in the coming weeks or something.
Yeah, coming
so sometime
weeks.
in February we'll know. I would say in February.
Yeah, but as soon as that happens, we'll be doing that live and talking about it. But hopefully we see some real actual photos of a finished one.
Yeah, or
not like a render.
But they're going to have to have it
renders,
sometime
but
in
not much.
February because, again, for everybody who had an order in already, that they're being told they have to finalize, and say if they're going forward or not with that order by the end of February. So they're going to have to see the car before the end of February.
Yeah. Let's see. Prakrut? Did I pronounce that right? Hopefully I did. If I didn't, please let me know how to pronounce that in chat. Said car wash during winter, salt on the road, question mark. Yeah, I actually just used my new car wash cart today. If you don't follow me on Instagram, check it out. I did not a whole story, but like a few stories on it. I used it for the first time today. We washed the Model Y and the Model S, and it's nice. I got like a pressure washer, a foam cannon. I have a DI unit, so when I rinse the cars, I use the DI water so that it's a spotless rinse, so I don't have to necessarily dry it quick. An air cannon.
And it was so fast
really
too.
nice.
We did both the S and one of the S's and the Y just
record time.
Yeah.
So that was like another reason. I want to keep my cars cleaner, but the old like bucket method that I used to do, it just took a lot longer, and having a pressure washer really helps. So just did them today. We're supposed to get snow this week, but at least we'll have clean cars. Let's see. Jeff with a $2 super chat said, all-time favorite birthday or Christmas present you got?
I don't know.
I bought myself a Tesla for my birthday.
Yeah, I've gotten some cruises. Like I got a cruise.
Oh yeah.
Went to Australia. Vacations. Yeah, because those are stuff we'll always remember. So I've been to Australia, been to China, I've been so many places around the world.
Singapore.
We did a trip around the world.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Christmas present, but many years ago we did a trip around the world for like $80, and that was flying like first class and business class because we had so many miles saved up. And typically, when we go to Singapore, they would fly us west, and we wanted to, if we're going to fly that far, we wanted to go all the way. So we booked it. So we flew from Denver to like Frankfurt to Singapore, and did some stuff. And then we came back through South Korea and did that. So we flew around the world for $80.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, when I go to Asia, I normally buy like an economy ticket and use my miles and upgrade to business or first so I can get that creature comfort, because it's nice. Once you have it, it's hard to give it up. But I just use like my miles, and I put everything on my credit card anyway, so we rack up those miles pretty quick.
I saw some. I can't see it right now, but somebody's saying they really like the the door handle wraps like my mom's Model 3 has.
Yeah.
So they really like the ones from Abstract Ocean. So It's
Love
nice
it.
because so like my mom has the silver Model 3, but she didn't want the chrome handles.
Yeah.
And so we put those stickers on there, and to this day, she's had those for 2.5 years or was it, and they still look brand new.
Yeah, and that's like the one cool thing is like Abstract Ocean has done a really good job like color matching those to make it look like as OEM as like possible. They've done a good job, and I agree. And here's Layden. Yeah,
They can't
hi.
see her. She's too far down.
she's too close. Anyway, dog's here. You'll see her. There she is. Little tail. Let's see. We'll answer a few more questions, and then
yeah, but
it's almost like 2 hours, so
Yeah.
we'll have to go get some food soon. A
gotta-
lot of people asking, are we going to join the Clubhouse chat with Elon tonight? Hopefully. I've never installed Clubhouse. It sounds like I need an invite to Clubhouse. I have my iPad charging, and the only reason I have that is for when I do speed runs because my little speed meter connects to it. So hopefully I'll be on there. Maybe.
I see Pierre has another.
Well, Michael
That's
had
from
a
Taiwan, I think.
150 Taiwan. Super chat. Thank you. Said after the garage is updated, thoughts on getting Tesla solar roof to make this a Tesla showroom. I mean Tesla home. You almost have every product in the current lineup. I would love the solar roof.
It's
Just very expensive, and we already had a relatively new roof as it was, so that's why we went with the panels. But I mean, I'm not opposed to like doing like maybe we could get like a little solar roof thing on like the shed.
Oh, and you know what too? We'll go back. You know, one of our very first videos back in 2016 was when we turned our garage
Into a Tesla showroom.
And we have
Yeah.
the exact same tables. Those have visited Tesla showrooms, we found the exact same tables and chairs.
David did some amazing sleuthing.
They're from different companies. They're totally different companies, but we found them and we put them in our garage, and it looked like a Tesla showroom. We even have some of the panels, like for choosing the paint color.
Yep.
We have some for the white
And silver.
and which are very unique. So we have some of that stuff. We need to be hanging those up in the garage. But yeah,
Garage work is coming together. So slowly working on it.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for the super chat, Michael. Tesla showroom garage is definitely coming back.
But we also have all kinds of other things. Like we have like Tesla Powerwall signs.
yeah.
We have Tesla solar
Energy signs.
So we'll be putting those up one of these ways. We even have like Tesla approved body shop. I mean, you know.
We got it all. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, Michael.
Did you get Pierre's?
Yep, going through the other super
Okay.
chats. We got a couple lined up. Pierre, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said Model S and X will be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin showrooms
The new ones already?
this Wednesday.
Oh wow! So we got to contact here. If they're gonna have it in Milwaukee,
The
they got to
new
have
one?
them in Denver. They must be.
Okay. Well,
So we're gonna give our
call work.
contacts
I'm
here-
calling in.
We're gonna give our contacts here a
Hopefully
call
not
because
watching
they got to have it in
Yeah.
Denver too. So hopefully
Yeah.
we can go down there and check those out.
Thank you for the heads up, Pierre. Really appreciate that. Jeff said, "What do you guys to do to stay in shape? I love yoga.
We just do a lot of dog walks.
Dog walks. I stay up really late, so I'm sure that helps.
Do some exercises too,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, not a lot.
no sports or anything.
No, not a lot.
Also,
in the winter.
with the way things kind of keep socially distant and try to stay away from people when we are out exercising outside.
Yeah, which is kind of fits my MO. Let's see.
But yeah, somebody said that Jim Whitehead says, yeah, dogs know when it's time to go. Yeah, they keep checking out. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Well,
Dinner time.
normally
We got
they
a few
eat
more
at
minutes,
7
though.
p.m.
Yeah.
We're a little late, but it's okay.
We'll
They'll
probably
be
do
fine.
5-10 more minutes. Whatever.
Andrew G said, struggling with Plaid or waiting for Plaid Plus. So it's a personal preference. Do you want that extra range, or are you okay sacrificing the range and a little bit of performance for a immediate delivery and a lot cheaper car?
Yeah, that's another
Because
thing. It's a
that's
lot
a big
cheaper.
cost.
Yeah, if cost isn't a problem, then I would probably wait just to get, because then you're gonna have the latest technology with those 4680 cells.
Yep.
But again, that's a lot more expensive than the regular Plaid.
Yeah. A lot of people saying they'll invite me to the chat tonight if I
Okay,
need
yeah.
to. Keep an eye on Twitter. If I need an invite, I'll holler. Steven said, is there going to be a part 2 about the Model Y Center console? Yes, it'll be up on Tuesday. I didn't do it last week because everything hit with the S and X refresh, and I had some videos that I wanted to get out in a more timely manner for that. But update on Tuesday, sneak peek. It's unbricked, so I can now dry that. Let's see. It should be Tuesday, though, at the latest. Actually, yeah, it will be Tuesday. It won't be tomorrow. Sorry. Let's see. Noam said, I'm ordering a Model X with your link. Thank you very much. Really
Cool.
appreciate
Yeah.
the support.
Thank you. Enjoy those 1,000 supercharger miles as well.
Yeah.
Free supercharging.
Yeah, Jim, we forgot to mention that. Tesla service centers will be fixing their own bodies now.
Yeah.
So they'll become like little body shops at the service centers.
In some locations, especially in Denver, we actually just got a new service center a few weeks back that is just for like body work that Tesla just opened. But in other places, I can understand them not being able to open up a whole other service center. But yeah, here's the dog again. I think it's almost time to call
That's
it a day.
Layden. Hi, Layden. Layden, come look at the people. No?
Yeah, she's not impressed.
No. I don't have any food.
And Kate's
C-Doc
here
said,
too,
oh
see?
yeah.
So yeah, they're both like, hey, come on. It's time to eat.
C-Doc said, any news on FSD beta becoming available to all? No, I was hoping they would say something about that on the call, but they didn't.
It was interesting. Elon did mention there were like over 1,200 people that have it now, so that's a bigger group than what I thought.
Yeah.
But it still seems limited in mostly in California.
Yep. Let's see. Chris said, would really like it if Tesla would make a parking sensor sound scream at you when you are too close to an object instead of ding, ding, ding. I mean, the more they can get someone's attention, the better. To be honest, because I don't want to hit something, so if I'm going to hit it, really scream at me. It's fine with me. Let's see. Logan is a 2018 P100D owner, not upgrading yet. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Are you waiting for the Plaid Plus, Logan? I'm just curious.
Yeah. But again, our 2017, 2018, they're all still great cars, and it's just like, it's kind of an expensive upgrade to buy a new Tesla every couple of years. And so I could definitely understand staying with the current one and, wait a few years and then upgrade.
Yeah. I think we're going to go now. If you have any questions, just throw them in chat or as a comment once the video actually gets put on YouTube after we end the live stream, and we will be on there answering questions and everything as much as we can. Sorry if we didn't answer your question today, but if you put it there, we will try our best to get to it. Thank you guys though so much for the love in the super chats. Really appreciate it. Very excited to hear everyone's ideas and thoughts on this refresh SNX thing. It's very polarizing, but I think in a good way. And
congratulations to everybody who's placing the orders, whether it's for the S or X or the 3 or Y.
You bet. And if you guys aren't familiar, Abstract Ocean is our channel sponsor, and they have a bunch of awesome accessories for SX, 3, and Y, and are working on new ones for the refresh S and X. So definitely check them out. Using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. They really help make all this possible, so we can't thank them enough. So yeah, I think that's basically it. It's been an amazing almost 2 hours on the dot. Really appreciate you guys, and keep an eye out for Tuesday. We have the Y part 2 and probably a fun video later in the week. So we will see you all then. Bye.